everyone, how are we today? Just doing an all signs reading today, and today we're going to be looking at the obstacles that you're next going to be facing on your path. Okay, so heading into that full moon, getting ready to do some shadow work. So I thought it might be a good idea to have a look at the next obstacles that you might be facing on your path. I will be sort of clarifying with the lenormand and, grabbing advice as necessary as well to sort of how to overcome those obstacles. Okay, but today we are using the Soul's Journey lesson cards, which do come through with some of the more emotional based things that you may be facing as obstacles, and clarifying with the lenormand. As always, we have the dreaming lenormand today. Okay, please subscribe to the channel if you're not already. I do really appreciate that. You will see me taking timestamps, of course, and starting off with Aries today. Okay, Aries. Obstacles in the path of Aries. What's the next big obstacle Aries will be facing? Next big obstacle Aries will be facing. Okay, I'm going to grab two of those oracles, I feel. Firstly, we have the Judgment card there. I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges. Okay, so I do feel as though quite a lot of you are going to be facing some sort of judgment from others, others judging you for, where you're choosing to, what path you're choosing to follow. Sometimes it can be more in the direction of, you needing to be careful not to judge others, and realizing that, they have their own struggles as well, but I really do feel that for a lot of you this is actually people judging you, Aries. So that's going to be a bit of an obstacle for you, because of course when we are facing judgment of others, it does sometimes change our behaviors and stop us from doing the things that we are truly drawn to do, because we're taking other people's opinions into that way more than we probably should be. So when it does say, I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges, that's recognizing that you are also on your own unique path, Aries, and what's right for you may not be right for the people around you. These people that are, judging you and judging where you're going in your life, they're not you. They're not on your path. They don't have the struggles and challenges that you have, whereas, your struggles and challenges are leading you in a certain direction, especially too with the growth card coming out as well. So I do feel as though, it's giving yourself that space to grow and follow your own path, to not feel as though you are being pressured to, follow the path that may be right for somebody else. You're really needing to follow your own path, but it's coming through as an obstacle though. So there may be this external pressure for you to, not follow a certain path, do a certain thing, but your own path is very, very important here, Aries. Your own unique path, your own challenges have grown you to the Aries that you are today, and I feel as though this is going to help you experience more growth when it comes to not allowing those external pressures to push you from a certain path, to stop you from doing a certain thing. That does say, I want to expand my consciousness and my awareness. So giving you that opportunity to become aware of these people that are trying to pressure you to do different things, do things a different way, and realizing that that's their thing. That's their, when people try to tell you what to do or anything like that, that's their issue, not yours. Okay, you are on your own unique path. But it is coming through as, you may be feeling as though your growth is a little bit stunted when it comes to certain things emotionally, but taking into awareness within yourself that what aspect of your growth is actually being stalled by these people around you that may be not giving you the best advice. They may be giving you advice for their own path and the way that things would work out for them, but they haven't been through the challenges and struggles that you've been through yourself. I'm feeling you're quite grown and capable of handling all these things on your own. It's just sort of feeling as though, maybe some bad advice happening around you, people giving you, if I was in this situation, this is what I would do, but that's not actually going to be necessarily the best way for you to do things, Aries. So it's really about finding your own unique way of doing things, I feel, and following your own path, and not allowing other people's paths to, be the way that it should be done, because a lot of the time certain things, it's like, this is how you do that and this is how you do this, but no, you're able to forge your own path and do things in a very unique way to you. Okay, so I'm kind of just feeling here that the next big obstacle for you, Aries, is going to be finding the confidence and the growth within yourself to, stand up for yourself and say, no, that's not right for me. I'm going to do what I want to do anyway, is kind of what I'm feeling here. All right, but we'll clarify that with the lenormand. Obstacle in the path of Aries. Okay, so what we're seeing here, it is giving us a little bit more information about where this is going to be happening within your life. Here we do have the heart coming through first and foremost. And that's followed by the whip there. Okay, so we're kind of seeing that, tension within the heart space, tension within love, trouble, troubled heart, any conflict of your heart's desires versus what other people are telling you should be doing when it comes to love and love relationships, following your heart, that kind of thing. Because we do also have the flowers here. So the flowers is kind of telling us, it's a very reciprocal energy when it comes to giving and receiving. Okay, so it feels as though you're wanting to give to something, whereas people around you may be judging you for wanting to give to that in the first place. I'm feeling for a lot of you, it's got to do with your internal conflict around love, and people are kind of, telling you to, get through this internal conflict in a certain way, to grow through love in a certain way. But, the way that you give to love may not match the same way other people give to love and receive love. So it's once again finding your own path here, but it may have to do with your internal sort of struggles with love. Okay, with both of those cards coming out, I would sort of say that it's important for you to give to yourself and really think about how you give and receive love, and how you give and receive even advice when it comes to love situations, and understanding that the way that one person deals with conflict within the heart space may not be suitable for you, Aries. So really working through those sorts of things. So for a lot of you, this is going to have to do with trouble or tension that you have already faced in the heart space, and you sort of, I'm kind of feeling here, Aries, that some of you are wanting to give to something that causes you conflict, and I'm just sort of intuitively feeling here that someone is judging you for wanting to give to that, or starting to give to that, and that's where we're seeing that the conflict even more so coming out in you is everyone keeps telling me to stay away from that person, that thing, but my heart, that's all my heart wants, and you're kind of conflicted about, should I follow my heart or should I follow all these people's advice? And at the end of the day, you do need to give and receive what you need, not what suits other people, Aries. All right, so it's really about finding your own unique way of giving and receiving love, finding your own growing that confidence to follow your own path, and not sort of worry about what other people's paths are telling them to go for, or steer clear of. You need to follow your heart Aries, and, you know, not take that judgment on board as much, all right? But, you know, you're more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. But for now, we will move on over to our Taurus. Okay, Taurus. What obstacles are in the path of our Taurus? Obstacles Taurus will be facing. Okay, so I just want to get one to clarify that. Can I just clarify that? Are they together or apart? Clarify those, Oracle, please. Okay. All right. So firstly, we have the Death card. Okay. So that says, I am learning that endings are merely beginnings. All right. So this is, it's not talking about physical death here. It's talking about that you know, an ending of something. And this is an obstacle that you are going to be facing, that something is going to be ending. What is going to be ending here? It does seem to have to do with the abundance card here. I am a limitless being and I can manifest whatever I desire in this physical reality. So it's kind of like there's something ending with the way that you're be able to create abundance for yourself here, Taurus. And it's coming through as an obstacle because, you know, of course, you know, if something's blocking our abundance, it is going to be an obstacle for us because, you know, we all want that abundance because abundance is very connected to, you know, wealth and financial aspects as well. Although, you know, wealth is a lot more than just money. It is also talking about, you know, just a wealth of everything in your life: time, money, energy, love, you know, all those sorts of things. But there's something that has kind of, I'm feeling it's like it's something within you. You feel as though you're not able to create more abundance. Something has cut you off from your ability to create abundance, from your ability to, I feel for a lot of you, it's like believe in yourself when it comes to how to create abundance for yourself, how to manifest in the reality there. When I've clarified that, I do have the snake energy. Okay, so it does kind of let us know that for a lot of you, this is actually wrapped up in, you know, you're kind of deceiving yourself, that all you thinking that this has ended, your abundant period has ended, that you're not able to, you know, gain more abundance, and it's kind of, you know, self-deceit. It's kind of wrapped up in this self-deceit that you're kind of denying yourself something here, and it's coming through as an obstacle, and it will be, you know, for a lot of you, it's feeling as though your ambitions are limited, deceiving yourself into thinking that you shouldn't follow your passion and desire, your true desires, that you can't actually manifest that true desire, that you can't follow your true passion, that you can't, you know, be as ambitious as you want to be. It's kind of, I'm getting kind of that imagery of, you know, especially with that death card, it kind of feels like, you know, they talk about the glass ceiling. Like I know it's you know, gender specific when we're talking about the glass ceiling, where it's apparently, you know, like the whole idea that, you know, women can only rise so far within a career or a workspace before they hit that glass ceiling. They can't actually ascend to the next levels because, you know, they're a woman. So it's a common sort of thing. So you probably know what I'm talking about when I'm talking about hitting the glass ceiling. It kind of feels like that death is you feeling as though you've hit the glass ceiling within your life, and I'm feeling for a lot of you, this is career related. I am getting that abundance coming through as, you know, career, money, your true career ambitions and passion, and it feeling like you've hit that glass ceiling, regardless of your gender, that you feel as though you've sort of hit some limit within being able to rise up the ranks of your career, or you know, in order to create, you know, exactly what you want from your career. I do feel as though there's a level of self-deceit here, that you haven't actually hit anything. You're allowing yourself to believe that you have, and that is what is limiting you. It's not a glass ceiling. It's a, or if there is a glass ceiling, it's a self-imposed one. Okay, it's coming from your, you know, self-deceit here. So there's like, you know, definitely potential of, you know, just confidence issues, or, you know, kind of just telling yourself, oh, I can't do it, I can't do it. Is what I'm sort of getting from that, Taurus. But I'm just going to clarify a little bit with the lenormand for you. Can we get some more information about this obstacle for Taurus, please? Yeah, so we've got the feminine there, coming through with the anchor. So yeah, once again, as soon as I'm seeing that feminine, I'm getting drawn to that glass ceiling effect sort of idea once again. It's kind of feeling as though you're feeling like you're too emotional, you're not cold-hearted enough. You're not in control of yourself enough to get past this, to you know, you may have other aspects that you're focusing on, like you may be nurturing other areas of your life at the same time, and that's what's sort of holding you down, holding you stuck here. You know, and I do feel that for a lot of you, this is you, this feminine energy, and it's just sort of letting us know that you are stuck. You are holding yourself back here with that. We do have the house as well. All right, so the house is all about your security and your stability. So and once again, it's very similar to the anchor in that it's immovable. It doesn't really move or shift very quickly or anything like that. So once again, I feel as though it's kind of like you are holding yourself back because it's like, it's that safety net. Okay, it's kind of that better the devil you know kind of energy. You know where you're at. You know how to do it while you're here. But you know, there's an unknown factor about, you know, proceeding higher than here. And you're worried that your stability will be, you know, come under fire if you were to try to proceed higher. You know, so it's kind of needing to kind of face the fact that it's actually yourself holding yourself back here, and yourself holding yourself sort of firmly planted here. There is some sort of fear in relation to your personal stability or security with this particular issue, Taurus. So you know, it's that fear that you'll lose that stability, that you'll lose that security that you've already got, if you were to try to, you know, gain beyond where you are currently. If you were to follow your true passion and your true ambition, all of a sudden you feel as though, oh, all of a sudden I'm going to be, you know, on unstable ground and I'm not going to know where I'm going. Okay, so I do feel as though for you this is actually rooted very muchly in yourself, Taurus. There's not actually anything holding you back here. It's you. So I'm sorry if that's a little bit confronting, but you know, like I said, heading into the shadow work, we do sort of find these messages do come out a little bit more confronting and you know, facing our inner world as well. So but you're more than welcome to check your other placements, especially when, you know, I was sort of feeling that was very muchly you know, career related stuff for you. So, you know, maybe check another placement if there's another aspect of your life you're looking at here. All right, so moving on to Gemini. Gemini, obstacles in the path of our Geminis. What obstacles does Gemini need to overcome? Okay, Gemini, these messages today are actually a bit confronting, I'm finding. Forgiveness. All right. So I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. So, ask yourself what you need to forgive, who you need to forgive. Is that yourself? Is that a part of yourself? Something that you've done that you need to forgive, something within you that you need to sort of forgive? Or is that, an external thing, that's something that you are still holding a bit of resentment towards externally? Like it could definitely be a person or a thing that an event that has transpired that you are sort of holding on to a little bit of resentment still there. It is coming through as a bit of an obstacle. Not so much the need to forgive is how you sort of get through that obstacle, but the obstacle itself is this resentment for something or someone that is being harbored there. We do have denial as well. So if you just, when I was sort of saying that, if you kind of went, I have no resentment, denial is coming through as well, Gemini. I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with the insight of awareness. Okay, so there is something there, Gemini, where you're in a little bit of denial about, I'm just sort of intuitively feeling here that a lot of you are going, I hold no resentment, I'm all good, like, but they shouldn't have done this or that, or that, that you are still actually holding on to that resentment, and it's just denying to yourself that that's what it is. Like even if they did do the wrong thing or whatever, they, I'm just trying to word this, like I'm not saying that the other party is not to blame, because that they definitely could be here, and that resentment could definitely be fully valid. It's just a matter of the fact that the past is the past. You can't change that, and you're still holding on to that in a way that's actually hurting yourself. Holding on to this resentment for that person or thing is not doing anything to them. It's not making them change. It's not, changing the situation that has happened. It's hurting you more than anything here, Gemini. So we'll have a look with the lenormand as well. Okay, Gemini. The obstacle Gemini is facing, please. Okay, so we're seeing the whip, the moon, and then the heart. Okay, so for a lot of you, this is I don't know why I'm getting that I don't know if you've seen the meme thing or whatever, but emotional damage. Sorry, that's what's coming through here. It is some sort of conflict emotionally, some sort of some sort of conflict or tension or trouble. It definitely looks like for a lot of you that was some sort of fight or something along those lines, that it's really brought up a lot of emotion for you. It is that, with the moon there, it is that resentment that has come from some sort of troublesome event, some sort of punishment, even conflict, even if it's just within yourself. For some of you there may be one or two of you where this resentment is actually you're holding it against yourself, and you're sort of beating yourself up over something that's happened in the past. And it's probably going to be with connection to love there. So something that's happened in a past relationship, or not even a full-blown relationship, but kind of what I'm getting here is that the reason that this has caused you so much trouble, the reason that you're holding on to resentment, is for some of you, the denial is actually that you were in love. Some of you are actually denying that you did have strong feelings here, and so the way that has happened or whatever, that's why you're holding on to that resentment, because you're not actually accepting that you did have lots of feelings here. You may have actually had love for this person or thing. I do feel like for a lot of you, this is to do with a person. So you kind of you need to sort of replace that denial with, look, okay, I did have some emotions for this person. I was starting to fall in love with them. I was in love with them, whatever that is in your particular situation. And that's the first step to, forgiving yourself, forgiving this person. You don't, forgiveness is not something that we do for the other person. Okay, forgiveness is something that we do for ourselves. You don't need to actually go to someone and say, I forgive you, or anything like that. I'm looking at you. Sorry. We've recently, my friend there, recently someone just came to her out of the blue and went, I forgive you. And we were like, for something that happened like 20 years ago? What are you even talking about? But we were like, if they need to forgive, it's got nothing to do with my friend. It's got to do with them. So very random to come out there. I don't think he's a Gemini. I can't quite remember. He may be. I think he is, actually. So there you go. Very interesting. But for a lot of you, this has got to do with some sort of past emotions coming from your love sphere. All right. So forgive, forgive for you, so that you don't have to hold on to this anymore. Don't forgive for them. That's up to them to, they can sort their own ish out, if they don't feel guilt or blame for something that they've done, that's on them. That's their karma. That's got nothing to do with us anymore. We just move right along. And as long as you've got you sorted, who cares? All right. Karma will be quite fickle in that sense, Gemini. So, if we're not accepting the blame where we do need to, karma has a funny way of doing things. So don't worry about, holding on to that resentment anymore. All right. It's hurting you. It's not hurting the other person. It's hurting you. All right, but that's what we have for you. You're more than welcome to check your other placements, of course, but we'll move on over to Cancer. Cancer. Okay. What obstacles are in the path of our Cancers? What obstacles does Cancer have in their path? Pardon me, Cancer. We have a very interesting one here, okay, because I'm getting very contradictory energy here, because we do have loneliness first and foremost, and that says, I know that I'm never alone, all right, but we also have change, all right, so I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement, all right, so what I'm kind of getting here is that you're having these moments of feeling like you're all alone in the world, feeling as though this loneliness is affecting you, that even if you've got a lot of people around you, you're in connections or whatever, there's still that element of loneliness that you're doing it all by yourself kind of thing, but you're not willing to allow things to change. You're not willing to allow other people to actually come into your little bubble there, Cancer. So it's kind of like, why do I feel so lonely? But then, something comes in and it's like, I don't want you to feel lonely anymore, Cancer. But you're like, oh no, change. I don't want any change. No, back off. Like, so it kind of feels as though it's kind of like, oh, why am I lonely? Don't be lonely here. I'll save you, Cancer. No, back off. I don't want any change. I'm used to the loneliness. It's kind of that better the devil you know energy coming through there, where it's like, I just don't want the change. I'm not willing to make a change. I don't want things to change. I'm comfortable where I'm at. I understand, even though I'm not happy where I'm at, I don't want things to change because at least I know how to do this. I've grown, it's that growing too comfortable in where you are, that if things were to change, it may end up even worse, but it could also end up even better. but you're sort of not willing to sort of take a chance here to allow anything to grow or evolve around you or with you. You kind of, there's no point complaining about your situation if you're not allowing that growth or evolving to happen here, which is kind of what it feels like that obstacle is for you, Cancer, that changes are trying to happen for you, and there's some sort of change that you yourself can be making, but you're kind of fighting it and kind of being like, oh, but I understand loneliness. I'll just sit here by myself because at least I understand that. I'm not going to take the chance to allow change to happen. So that's kind of what the obstacle is getting through that fighting against the change energy here, Cancer. Okay, Cancer. Obstacle in Cancer's path. Okay, Cancer. So yeah, just reiterating, I suppose, that we do have the Garden first and foremost. So that's the social card. Okay, so this is kind of like, I want to get out. I'm so lonely. I want to get out and about and meet new people. But then no, I'm staying right here where it's comfortable, and I don't have to move or change or do anything. Okay, so it's I want to get out and about. I want to go and meet new people. I want to be more sociable, but no, I'm holding myself here, right here. I'm staying right here. I'm holding myself still in case it's coming through with a lot of like fear, Cancer, that that you're not willing to take those risks to change anything because you're fearful of the worst things happening if you were to do that. But like I said a moment ago, if you don't take those chances, yeah, sure, the worst could happen, but do you know what? The best things could happen as well, and you're just sort of not willing to risk it either way. You're just holding yourself down here in this anchor energy where you're keeping yourself very stable and steady with the devil you already know, which is not going out and not going and meeting new people. You're holding yourself back from, being more sociable and going out and meeting people or meeting up with people. We do also have the cross though. So that does let us know that there is some sort of burden that you're carrying here in regard to this. And I feel like it's the burden of change in some way, but I'm just going to grab one to clarify that. Can we please clarify the cross card for Cancer? One more. Clarify the cross card for Cancer. Yeah, so I'm getting like, once again, the mixed messages here, Cancer, that I want to do this, but I don't want to do this. I want to do this, but I don't want to do this. So the burden that you're carrying, we have the house there. So once again, very similar energy to that anchor where, but it sort of shows us that burden that you're carrying is, I'm safe and secure where I am. I know where I'm at. I'm safe here. If I venture out, I might not be safe and secure anymore. Things might shake my life up, and it's kind of that sort of energy. But once again, the flowers as well. I want to give to myself. I want to receive more. I want to give. I want to receive. But especially with that giving, I want to give people a chance. I want to give change a chance. But what happens? What happens if I leave the house and go out? Oh, it's going to rock the boat too much. I don't know. Like it's that fighting element here. On the bottom of the deck, I've got the clouds. So you're kind of overthinking it a little bit. It's making you anxious and really clouding your judgment here. I do feel for a lot of you that your anxiety about change is clouding your judgment a little bit here, and you're holding on to it as if it's going to be burdensome. Change, you're feeling like change is going to be burdensome, whereas I am sort of seeing too, though, with the flowers coming out on that cross as well, it does sort of let us know that have faith. take the risk, sort of thing, follow the path of change where it leads, because you don't sort of realize that the path is actually leading you to a much higher spiritual plane here, and you will be able to combat all this energy. You will be able to release those burdens of holding yourself back here. So even if it's uncomfortable, it's asking you to sort of start giving to change a little bit more, taking those risks a little bit more here, Cancer. All right, but you're more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. But for now, we'll move on over to Leo. Okay, Leo. What obstacles are Leo facing in their path? Obstacles for Leo. Guilt, Leo. Okay, so I release any beliefs that no longer assist in my soul's growth. So this is, your inner guilt. Guilt for the way things have worked out in the past, guilt for maybe something that you have done or haven't done, that self-guilt, that blame that you're putting on yourself. It's time to release that. That's an obstacle that you're facing, is how to, remove this guilt from your system. All right. We also have purpose. All right, so that does say, I know what I'm here to do. So as an obstacle, that's sort of coming through as, you may be sort of feeling a bit of guilt about not knowing what your purpose is, and where to go from here, what your purpose, within your job, your career, your life in general. It does feel as though for a lot of you, they are very intricately linked there, that you're feeling a bit of guilt over, what is my purpose? What's my purpose in this particular thing? Not knowing your role, not knowing, where to go from here, where your purpose truly lies. All right, but we'll get a bit of clarity for you. Okay, Leo, this obstacle in Leo's path. Leo, the obstacle in your path, Leo. Okay, so firstly we have the letter, which is all about the way that you're communicating. I do feel as though it's the way that you have communicated in the past. We do have the mice coming through after that. So the mice is all about, loss. So for some of you, this is like the loss of a communication, the loss of being able to express yourself. Maybe, guilt over the way that you have expressed yourself in the past, the way that you have communicated something. For some of you, that definitely could be the loss of a specific communication with a specific person or thing, and you're kind of, feeling drawn to that past thing there that you have, had miscommunication around. Won't be a sec. Sorry about the weird pause there, Leo. We had my son at the door, and I've just moved the fan over. It's a bit hot in this room, so hopefully that's not creating any background noise either. So I'm sorry about that, but yeah, as I was sort of saying, some sort of loss of communication or something along those lines. It definitely could be, some sort of communication that has just sort of been eating away at you. With the mice, sometimes it's not necessarily loss as such. Sometimes it's just showing us that there's something from the past that still sort of eats away at you, the way that a conversation happened, the way that some sort of communication happened here, and it's sort of showing us here that it is stopping you from moving forward. We do see the ship there as well, so it is sort of, eating away at you. You've got a bit of guilt over that, and it is stopping you from moving forward with purpose and knowing your purpose, starting brand new adventures for yourself. Definitely could be talking about, some sort of travel is needed in order to, find your true purpose. And there may be, for some of you, there's going to be an obstacle to do with travel. So if you are already planning travel, this is only for those of you who have already got some sort of travel already planned. Okay, there may be something holding you back, or delaying that particular travel. There may be some sort of obstacle coming up to do with travel. If you already have travel arranged. But if you haven't already got travel arranged, maybe you need to, in order to help you sort of clear that guilt and find that purpose for yourself. All right, start some brand new adventures, close that distance between yourself even here. Start that journey of just within yourself, of closing off any past guilt and moving toward new paths for yourself, new adventures for yourself there, Leo. All right, but that's what we have for you. You're more than welcome to check your other placements, of course, but we'll move on over to our Virgos. How are we, Virgo? Okay. Looking at the obstacle in your path, Virgo. Okay, what is the obstacle Virgo will be facing? Okay, Virgo, pretty straightforward for you here. Taurus had a similar-ish kind of message. So if you have a strong Taurus placement, you may want to check that one. It may just be an earth sign thing. I'll wait and see when we get to Capricorn, I suppose, as well. But we do have doubt coming through here. I release the need to know all the answers. So it's kind of like you're doubting what happens next. You're doubting yourself, doubting how to do something. And it is probably going to be very intricately linked with your abundance, okay? So your wealth, your financial side of things, your career possibly. I am a limitless being and I can manifest whatever I desire in this physical reality. But you're doubting yourself. You're doubting that you can manifest the things that you do want. You're doubting that you can actually have this abundant life that you do want. You're doubting that you're even deserving of more money, a promotion, or whatever that may be for you yourself there. There is a strong self-doubt coming through here, a lack of confidence in some way here, that you don't know what's going to happen next. And so you're doubting that the things are going to happen that you want to happen, especially when it comes to your abundance. But wealth can be a lot more than just money. It can be, like a wealth of love, a wealth of good, positive energy, happiness, all that sort of stuff. And this doubt is holding you back from, manifesting true abundance in your life here. All right, but we'll have a look with the lenormand as well, Virgo. Virgo, obstacles in the path of our Virgos, please. And please let me know in the comments if that fan is too much in the background there. Yeah, so I've got the house first and foremost, which is, that's your stability, your security. And what it's kind of feeling is you're stable and secure where you are right now. And that's partly what's sort of holding you back from reaching for more. Once again, it is coming through very similar to that Taurus reading. We do have the key. So, the key is where the new opportunities lay, the doors opening for you, the success on the other side of trying a different door to what you're currently experiencing. With the key and the house together, it's kind of like, this house is your entire life, your safety zone, and there's a few locked doors in the house, and you've got the key right there in the palm of your hand, but you don't know what lies on the other side. So you're not willing to risk it. You're not willing to open that door, because you don't know. You're doubting what possibly lays on the other side of that door. And so you're not even trying. You're not even opening those opportunities, not even, grasping those opportunities, not opening those doors within your life, because you're fearful and you're doubtful that you can do it, that you will have abundance on the other side of those, because the key does talk about success on the other side of those doors. And once you sort of overcome this self-doubt, we do see, the stork energy there. So, if you actually, reach out within your life and open up those doors and, step into new opportunities within your life, take some risks, stop doubting that there is or is not success on the other sides of those doors. You will really stir up some new energy for yourself, some new ideas. This really can talk about, idea generation and, you may open the door, maybe not straight away to successful abundance, but you may open the door to a new idea on how to do something, how to manifest more abundance into your life. All right. So it's pretty straightforward for you here, Virgo, but that doubt and that holding yourself in one spot, holding yourself in your little safety net, your little security blanket of where you are right now is actually holding you back quite a bit here. That's your obstacle to sort of explore the uncharted territory, to open those new doors that are available to you in your life. Okay, take some opportunities when they're given to you. All right. So that's what we have for you, Virgo. You're more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. But for now, we'll move on over to our Libra. Libra, how are we today? Okay, obstacles. Obstacles in the path of our Libra. Okay, so seeing adversity first for you, Libra. So that does say, I accept that challenges are the best way to learn. So there are definitely some challenges. I feel like for a lot of you, you may already be experiencing some of those challenges, some of that adversity that you're facing at the moment there. And what's actually, what's coming through as the biggest obstacle to do with those challenges, those adversities, is your humor. Okay. I choose to focus on the lighter side of life. So it feels like you're taking these challenges, too deeply to heart here, Libra. That you're not kind of seeing the potential that these adversities are giving you. That that the opportunity to learn, the opportunity to be like, well, if this is the worst that life can give me, I can't wait to see the best that life can give me. Facing this with a little bit more humor. Humor doesn't mean you have to, I'm getting that sarcastic humor. Libra probably going right now, ha ha ha, so funny. But it's not it's not like that. It's just the bringing in a more positive aspect for yourself here, and you're really struggling to find anything to think positively about at the moment, and that's probably your biggest adversity here, is that you are sort of pushing away all the positive and only focusing on the negative. You're only focusing on those challenges, those hard things. You're only focusing on those. You're not actually focusing and being grateful for the good things that you have around you. So sometimes, even if the only good thing that happened to you today was, look, I managed to get out of bed and I had a shower, awesome, great, that's fantastic. Like, you got out of bed and you had a shower. That's amazing. Give yourself some credit here, Libra. It's you don't be thinking about all the, oh, but I was supposed to do this and this and that, like, don't be so hard on yourself, I want to say, Libra. Be grateful for what we do have, not focused on what we don't have. All right, but Libra, your obstacles in the path of our Libra, please. Yeah, so So we do see the stars here. So this is all about your wishes and your wishes being fulfilled. And this is kind of telling us that for a lot of you, Libra, that you're just seeing the wishes that aren't being fulfilled. You're just you kind of like, I've got all these dreams, but none of them are going to come true. None of them are coming true. Nothing's happening. Nothing's heading toward what I truly desire. You're kind of denying yourself the stars for the sky. Like you're not seeing the light that these stars are creating in your life. You're only focusing on the darkness. But, without the darkness, they wouldn't shine. All right. And the, I do feel as though for a lot of you, the darkness is stopping you from seeing the light from these stars, and you're focusing on the sky, not the stars, not the shining stars. You're so stuck up in your head, Libra. We do have the masculine coming through there, which is the one that's, controlling the emotions and coming from a very trying to be logical and realistic kind of thing. Whereas, there's this element here of asking you to, don't be so, logical about it. Come from a totally different part of yourself where you believe in miracles. You believe that, what, I've got all these wishes, and even though they're not coming true right now, that shouldn't stop me from thinking that they're never going to come true, like that they'll ever come true. You kind of especially too with this particular masculine, you're putting yourself up on that cross. You're telling yourself, I'm sacrificing my true desires, to just get through, Like I do feel for a lot of you, you're maybe facing quite a lot of adversities at the moment, but that's all you can see. You're only looking at the adversities. You're not actually looking at, hang on, if I can get through this, it's going to do this and this and this for me. Like, I'm going to be able to learn this and this from this, like there's lessons to be learned in amongst all these challenges that you're facing. But we do have the heart as well. So for a lot of you, this is going to be, along the lines of love. Okay, so for some of you, this is definitely love stuff going on for you here, and you're kind of telling yourself, I just wish for a good relationship, but I just keep getting, trouble and horrible and nothing, and you're only focusing on all the bad stuff that you've faced in your love life. You're only focusing on all that, instead of focusing on, well, do you know what? Obviously that person wasn't good enough for me. Facing it with a bit of humor, like trying to bring that humorous aspect through, that lighter side of life through, is like, well, do you know what? That didn't work out for a reason. I'm going to learn the lesson of why that didn't work out. I'm going to try to learn as much as I can from that. And rather than focusing on, oh, I lost this person, I lost this chance at love, focusing on, they mustn't have been good enough for me, and God's got something better in store, and that's why they got rid of that person. So regardless what you believe in there, I'm just sort of using that as a bit of an example, but trying to find the lighter side of it all, and going to yourself, even, well, do you know what? If that person was still in my life, I wouldn't have been able to get out of bed and have a shower this morning. They would have been annoying me, and I would have had to make them breakfast, or trying to find the lighter, humorous side of that, and I'm just glad that I can just chill. I can just lay in bed for an extra hour, and no pressure from anyone else judging me for being lazy or anything like that. I can just do what I want to do. I've got this freedom. Freedom. I feel like a lot of you have a lot of freedom here. Once you sort of can see through the darkness there, you will notice that there is a lot of there's a big sense of freedom coming through for you, Libra. All right, but that's what we have for you. You're more than welcome to check other placements, of course, but we'll move on over to our Scorpios. Scorpio. Obstacles in the path of our Scorpios. What obstacles are in the path for our Scorpios? Actually getting super tired today, Scorpio. I don't know what's going on. Regret. Maybe I regret not getting an extra hour's sleep this morning. I know that I cannot change the past. I'm awake now. I've got to deal with that, right? No, but we do have some sort of regret that we're holding on to here. Something that's happened in the past that, you're regretting the way that something happened. I do feel for a lot of you that it's I'm kind of just getting intuitively here that there's nothing that you could have done that would change that there's no need to regret how that's happened or what's happened there or what you've done, or because it feels as though it was kind of inevitable anyway, to be completely honest here, Scorpio. Because we do have doubt as well. I release the need to know all the answers. So for quite a lot of you, whatever this is that you're regretting, holding on to some regrets from the past there, you've also got a lot of doubt about, did I do the right thing? Did I, do I, what would happen if this, what would happen if that? It's kind of that questioning yourself, rehashing this whole situation and sort of really doubting that you've done the right thing, that that things worked out the way they were supposed to, and you having a lot of regrets that, oh, maybe if I just had done it differently or something along those lines. I'm just going to pause for a moment. My son's making a bit of background noise there. Won't be a sec. Sorry about that weird pause, Scorpio. Kids be fun. Okay, so we'll have a look with the lenormand as well. Obstacles in the path of our Scorpio. So straight away, I'm kind of getting advice coming through here for you, Scorpio. So whatever this is that there's something in the past that you cannot change what's happened in the past. It's been and done, and you are still holding on to that and doubting that, you've done the right thing, that things may have gone differently or whatnot. But do you know what? It's happened. It can't be changed now. All we can do is learn from the past. We can't go back unless you've got a time machine. Let me in on that. But it's kind of like we do have the crossroad here. So it's kind of like, what are you going to choose here? Okay. I kind of want to ask you, what do you want to choose here? Do you want to continue to doubt yourself? Do you want to continue to live in regret about what's happened in the past? Do you want to live in the past? Are you going to go on that path and just stay focused on the past? The things that you have no control over. You can't control those things. They've already happened. But it's kind of, life giving you the choice here of which path you're going to take. Are you going to stay on this path where you're doubting yourself and you're holding on to regret for things that, didn't happen? Or are you going to choose a new path and you're going to choose to, move on forward anyway and accept that, you can't change that? Sure, I might regret that. Accepting, do you know what? I do regret doing things like that. I'm going to not do that in the future. I choose to learn from that, not do that in the future, not allow that to happen to me in the future. I'm choosing a new path here. So we do see you sort of clearly being given the choice here of, are you going to stay stuck in the past here, Scorpio, or are you going to choose to move on anyway? Choose to learn and move on. I do see for a lot of you, you're moving straight on. We do have the clover there as well. So that's, taking a bit of a chance, taking a bit of a risk. It may feel like a bit of a risk to, stop holding all this against yourself. Stop doubting yourself. It may feel like a bit of a risk to, forge a brand new path for yourself here. But, the clover is about good luck and good fortune. So you are heading, following this path straight into good luck and good fortune, as well as self-growth. We have the tree as well. So, I do feel for a lot of you, you're going to choose to take a chance on yourself. Take a chance to forget about the past, move forward, learn the lessons, find that inner wisdom, look after yourself first and foremost, rather than holding on to things in the past. All right. So It is a clear decision though, you know, and free will exists. So some of you may choose to stay on this path a little bit longer, where we do need to sort of look at the past a little bit longer in order to actually accept before we can move on to that new path. And that's totally fine. You know, everyone has their own, you know, life path and whatnot, and whichever path you choose, it's the right one for you. And we all learn at different paces, all right? So there's no need to rush yourself or doubt that you can learn the lessons at all. There's no need for you to, you know, feel any guilt or remorse or regret over not being able to move forward immediately either, all right? So, but it is sort of coming through that that's going to be a bit of an obstacle for you to get through that little hump and make that choice for yourself there. Okay, you're more than welcome to check your other placements, of course, but we'll move on over to Sagittarius. Sagittarius, obstacles in the path of our Sagittarians. Okay, so we do have the friendship card. All right, so it says, I understand that a friend is in my life for a reason. Okay, so when we see that particular card, it brings to mind that, you know, friends, you know, that saying where it's like friends are in your life either for a season, a reason, or a lifetime. And what we're seeing here is a friend who's in your life for a reason. Okay, and reasons can cover a lot of different things. Okay, so you know, because when we talk about that sort of statement there, a season is somebody who comes into your life. They're your friend just for a short amount of time, you know, like a season, like a couple of months, and then, you know, so they're more along the lines of, you know, an acquaintance that you get close with, and then, you know, you drift apart once again. It's just that natural, you know, that natural way of things happening. A friendship where it's a reason, you know, obviously a friendship for a lifetime, we know that what that is, but a friendship for a reason. This is a person that's in your life for a specific reason. Usually there's a lesson. There's a lesson that one of you needs to learn, and the other one can either help you learn that through knowing them, or potentially you learning that lesson through trial and tribulation from that friendship. Okay, so sometimes we do see with the friendship for a reason, sometimes we do see, you know, negative things occurring. All right, so it can be like, just trying to think of a bit of an example there where it's like a friend that comes into your life, and, you know, you get really close with this person, you think they're a really good friend, and then, you know, they get to they get into a rough spot in their life, and you know, you because you've known them for a while now, and you trust them, you're going away for a few days, you ask them to house sit for you, you know, thinking, oh yeah, I trust that friend, they're a good friend, blah blah. And then you come home to an empty house, and they've stolen everything and disappeared off into the sunset. And that lesson obviously is something along the lines of trust. And, you know, that sometimes, you know, people hurt you for no reason, and can't be trusted for no reason. That, you know, I'm just sort of getting this example here that, you know, in especially in that example, that I sort of mentioned that friend, they start going through a rough time, and then it just sort of comes to me intuitively that, you know, someone got onto some sort of addiction, and all of a sudden they're a different person who would do that to you. You know, so I'm feeling that for maybe one or two of you, that there may be some sort of addiction issues with a friend around you, where that's part of the reason that you're needing to learn how to deal with somebody with that addiction, or you're needing to learn that once an addiction comes into play, that there's certain, you know, sometimes those addictions come before even long friendships, which is, you know, it's so sad when those sorts of things happen to people. But, you know, I do feel here, Sagittarius, that you kind of already know, because I'm getting trust. I am getting trust coming through here. And trusting this person is in doubt for you at the moment. We have the doubt card. It does say, I release the need to know all the answers, but I do feel as though, you're already doubting that this person is who they say they are. You're already doubting whether or not you can trust this person. I do feel that you intuitively already have a bit of doubt about this person's true intentions, this person's true morals. There's a little bit of, and I keep getting that it's like, 5 months ago, 6 months ago, this person, you could trust them and they were a good friend, but the doubt has been slowly creeping in. There's something that has changed about this person just in the last couple of months, maybe, for a lot of you there. I'm also getting that for one or two of you, this is someone that, you thought you had a really close friendship with, but you have been out of contact for a while. And it's like that, like a childhood friend who, pops back into your life and you're like, me and them was such, we were had such a strong bond. I can trust them forever. And then they've come back into your life and now the doubt is creeping in that, hang on, this isn't the person that I remember. There's something that has changed about this person. So I feel like with that doubt card, I feel like you already know about, intuitively, you kind of already know something's not quite right with this person. But we're going to have a look with the lenormand as well, Sagittarius, because this does feel like it's something you need to be very wary of, all right? It does feel like for one or two of you that this is something important that you need to be aware of. Okay, obstacle in the path of our Sagittarius, please. Okay, and I just want to get one clear message in regard to, for the Sagittarians, where this is a warning. What is the warning for the Sagittarians where this is a warning? Why, please? What aspect of life? Okay. All right. So what I'm kind of getting here, we do have the flowers and the anchor. Okay, so the flowers is all about reciprocal energy of giving and receiving, whereas the anchor is about, being stuck, being held down, being held in place. So this is actually reading to me as a one-sided relationship, like you're giving to this, you're giving and giving and giving to this person in some way, whether that be time, money, energy, love. You're giving and giving and giving, and this person is just taking and taking and taking, and there's no give back. All right? It's kind of stuck. It feels like the reciprocal energy is stuck, that it's one-sided. It is just feeling very one-sided here. For some of you, this has actually got to do with children. We do have the child card here. So I am feeling just sort of, I am feeling that for some of you, this person is, using you as a babysitter, kind of, they're coming through with a very sort of immature energy here. There's something very immature about that, but there's also this element of you being very naive to this. You're kind of like allowing, the wool to be pulled over your eyes a little bit. You're being a little bit, you're trying to be, trying to think the best of someone. You're trying to be quite innocent and naive with the way that you're looking at somebody. And you're kind of looking, and you have the doubt in the back of your mind, and you're looking at this situation going, I keep giving and giving and giving, but there's this childlike part of yourself that's going, it's okay, they're just going through a rough patch, they'll start giving back soon. But I don't feel like they are going to. It's just going to get worse and worse here, Sagittarius. This is coming through as a very strong obstacle with the friendship here. We've got the mountain and then the dog, talking about this being, a huge obstacle in this friendship here. It may also affect other friendships around you, other relationships around you as well, because we do have the garden as well. So it definitely could, get to the point where this reckoning, this warning is that, this is going to create so many obstacles with friendships. With loyalty, there's a huge obstacle with loyalty here. And, with the garden there as well, it can talk about a greater social grouping. So it may be, this person causing, more tension around you in your greater social group. I'm getting that vibe of, someone talking behind your back. For someone, this person may actually have a very, the garden can sometimes talk about an event. So there may be a specific event or invitation that they withhold from you, or there's a reason that they invite you to a certain event, and it's just feeling as though they're not being loyal here. That the loyalty is in question here between this person's true loyalty to you is kind of that insurmountable mountain at this time, and it may affect your other social standings. It may affect, it may, for some of you, it's got to do with like a specific meeting with, meeting up with this person, meeting up with other people. Maybe, this person interrupting a work meeting. If this is work related for some of you, you may think you've got a really strong work friendship with somebody, and it kind of feels like somebody going behind somebody's back a little bit here. And you're just trying to, you've been trying to be a little bit innocent about the, giving this person the benefit of the doubt. I do feel as though the issue of loyalty there. Okay, I'll just say that again, that there is an issue of this person's loyalty to you, Sagittarius. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so hopefully nothing comes of that. I always hope that, when I'm getting readings like that, I always hope that they don't resonate for people. But, if it does, I'm sorry that that's happening. But yeah, you're more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. But for now, we'll move on over to our Capricorns. Capricorn, obstacle in the path of our Capricorns. Okay, Capricorn, obstacles in your path, Capricorn. Wow, a lot of people are getting this card today. Firstly, I've got purpose. All right, so I know what I'm here to do. So for a lot of you, there's some sort of, I do have doubt as well, okay? So that says, I release the need to know all the answers. Oh my goodness, so hard for a Capricorn to release the need to know all the answers. Anyway, so for a lot of you, you're kind of doubting your true purpose, though, and that's your next obstacle is to sort of remove this doubt. I feel like for majority of you are following your purpose, you are on the right track, but you're going to have this big obstacle of self-doubt about, am I heading in the right direction? Am I fulfilling my purpose? Am I of service, of use to the world, to the people around me? What is my purpose? For some of you, it's an obstacle relating to, it sounds bizarre, but it's like feeling like you're a utensil, feeling like you're just somebody's tool. Doubting somebody's doubting somebody's truth here, and feeling as though you're just a tool to them. That you have no real purpose for this person, that you're just a tool, like a stepping stone for this person. I'm getting that for some of you there, but we'll have a look with the lenormand and see what that's all about. Okay, Capricorn. Obstacles in the path of our Capricorns. Clarify that third card, please. Clarify that third card, please. All right, so Capricorn, firstly, we have the heart here. Okay, so this is really an issue of your self-love, that doubt. It feels as though this is sort of, it may be something that you've dealt with, reoccurring in your life, I feel. But next we have the tree, which talks about self-care, self-growth. So, your self-love, all over that this doubt. You're doubting that you've grown. You're doubting that you can love. You're doubting that you can be loved. You're doubting that you're smart enough, wise enough. You're doubting that you deserve to be loved, that you once again, that you feel like you're being used as a tool. That it's not because of love, it's because you're just a tool to somebody, that your purpose is just to be used and thrown away, that it's your purpose is not actual, unconditional love or actual romance. A majority of you, though, this is you all within yourself. Okay, because I'm not feeling that there's actually anyone else's energy that feels that way, if that makes sense. Like, I don't feel as though there is somebody who is using you as a tool. I just feel that that's all coming from you, and you're having this doubt about this person, for those who that's the case. But it's all coming from within. There's this, feeling like you haven't grown, feeling like you need to learn more about love, about life, about emotions. It's coming through quite deep here, Capricorn, and this is like at a soul sort of level, like your deep heart space, like what's truly going on down deep, within you here. And what's going on here is you're doubting yourself. You are trying to find answers where there are none, and trying to find like trying to tell yourself that you're not grown, you're not mature enough, you're not loving, you're not able to be loved. This is something pretty deep here, Capricorn, to do with your self-doubt here, your self-worth. You're not looking after yourself in that. Well, it's not that you're not looking after yourself, it's that you're not, like, you're doubting that you're even capable of looking after yourself. Like, I'm kind of getting that. I'm getting drawn to a moment, I'll be a bit, personal here. I'm getting drawn to a moment in my own life where I've really doubted myself to the point where I was like, I think I just need to, like, lock myself in a mental ward. That's what's coming through here, that you're doubting yourself to that sort of a level where you're really questioning, maybe I should just be locked up. And, I think, like, it's coming through quite heavy here, Capricorn. We also have the scythe, as well as that confirmed by the lily. All right, so that does kind of let us know that, the scythe is all about something unexpected. All right, so a sudden unexpected change. So for some of you, this may just come out of nowhere, and that's why I'm getting that you're like, am I crazy kind of feeling, like, because all of a sudden you're just doubting everything about yourself, and just really doubting your emotional intimacy with yourself. Do I even know myself? Do I even know what I feel right now? Do I, and once again, with that long term, it's kind of feeling like you're feeling cut off from your own purpose, your own, what am I going to be doing in 10 years from now, 20 years from now? What is my purpose in this life? What am I doing with my life? This unexpectedly, feeling totally separated from your future in a way here. Your wholeness. Can I get some more clarity on this message for our Capricorn? What is going on here for our Capricorns? Well, actually, why is this happening for Capricorn? Getting double emotion cards here. So that was the woman and the moon. Okay, so they're both referring to emotions. Why is this happening? Something is happening emotionally. Okay, advice, Capricorn. How can Capricorn overcome this obstacle? How can Capricorn overcome this obstacle? On the bottom of the deck, I have the Clover. So that's talking about taking a chance on yourself here, Capricorn. We have the Star card. Keep on wishing. Keep wishing for fulfillment. Keep, don't lose your truest dreams and desires here. Stay hopeful. Stay optimistic that this is just, like, I feel like for a lot of you, that stay optimistic that this is just a phase. This is just emotion. This is just an emotional upset. This is just your emotions causing havoc, causing you to doubt yourself. This is just something unexpectedly affecting you emotionally. It's not sort of showing me what, but it's telling you to stay hopeful that you will get through this. And with the stars, that you can manifest the other side of this. You can get through this by, wishing for it, wishing for yourself to not feel this way, to not get through this, to not doubt yourself. Stay hopeful that you can manifest that wish. We also have the mouse. Okay, so it's also sort of letting us know that it's don't lose the wishes. Don't allow yourself to lose the optimism and hope. Allow hope to, just even if it's in the back of your soul, just allow this little kernel of hope to just eat away, eat away, eat away at this doubt. All right, just like a little mouse in the back of your soul, just eating away, eating away, eating away, and eventually it will create a hole in this doubt and allow hope back in. We also have the stork, so keeping hope, and then we will have keeping hope that you will have new ideas. You will find that this stirs you into motion, that this stirs you into brand new energy. Okay, so the stork really does stir things up, and it gestates and sort of like swirls around you. I do feel like it's that little mouse energy there, that it's eating away at you, that that this doubt is emotional, it's not truth. Okay, try to stay hopeful, Capricorn. Anything else Capricorn needs to know about this? Anything else Capricorn needs to know about this? Because it is feeling quite deep here. Yeah, I'm just getting like rely on friends. With the dog there, rely on your friends. Stay true to stay loyal to your true self. Like, even when you're doubting your true purpose, stay loyal to it anyway, kind of thing. So, if you're not already feeling that way, Capricorn, I would suggest, really stopping and thinking about, writing down right now while you're in I don't know what sort of mood you're in, but, get yourself to a really positive, hopeful, optimistic place right now before this sort of hits, and really just write yourself a letter about, this is my purpose in this life. So that, when this does hit you emotionally, that you can have something to look back on and be like, oh, hang on, I can stay hopeful that I do have a purpose. I am here for a reason. I don't need to doubt myself. So try to make yourself a little, write yourself a letter or something for future you who's struggling. All right, because it does feel like this is going to be, a deep sort of emotional struggle for you, Capricorn. So sorry to hear about that. I'm a Capricorn as well, so I'm right there with you. All right, but you're more than welcome to check your other placements. Hopefully it was one of the better readings in your other placements. All right, but move on over to Aquarius. Okay, Aquarius, obstacles in your path. Obstacles in the path of our Aquarians. Judgment. Okay, I understand that everyone has their own unique paths and challenges. Stop judging yourself so harshly, Aquarius, is kind of what I want to say straight away with that. You're kind of holding yourself to standard against others, and sort of looking at others going, oh, why do they get life so easy and I've got all these challenges? But there's a lot of things that you're not seeing, okay? We don't see other people's challenges unless they allow us to. Just because someone's maybe living this Instagram life where everything's happy and sunshine and roses, life is not like that, okay? Especially social media. I'm really feeling that for some of you, this is social media thing where you're looking at someone's social media and thinking, why have they got such a great life? Why do they get this and that? How do they afford all that? And life is not real. Instagram is not reality. Okay. There's, I was actually just watching a thing this morning about this. I think it was a Brazilian guy who has got like all these like fancy, rich lifestyle photos. And acts as though he's super rich and whatnot, but he's been kind of found out, and there's this big drama going on at the moment about this guy that's been found out about, he is not actually from money. And you know, a lot of this stuff is staged. He borrows other people's clothes in for his Instagram photos and all this sort of stuff. And like he steals other people's, you know, videos and you know, collates them to make it look like he's the one doing these things. And you know, he even had a Photoshop with him and his fake father, who's supposedly some really rich sheik or whatever. And yeah, don't judge yourself harshly against what others appear to be doing, because you know, appearances can be very deceiving, Aquarius. We also have trust. I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly. So you're not even trusting yourself, Aquarius. What is it about your self that you're not trusting? Why are you not trusting your intuition here? That is a big obstacle coming through for you, Aquarius. That, you know, there's this something may be happening for you, Aquarius, where you know, you're second guessing yourself and you're not actually trusting your intuition. Whereas, you know, your intuition is not, it will not guide you wrong. It will point you in the right direction. Stop judging yourself for wanting to follow your intuition, and just follow it anyway. Even if logic's trying to tell you that's not right, that's, you know, you're judging yourself. But if I do that, trust your intuition. Okay. You are going to be facing some sort of obstacle where, you know, your intuition is trying to tell you something, and you are trying to tell yourself to go the other way to what your intuition is telling you. Okay, so that's quite important coming through there, Aquarius, that your intuition will always guide you the right direction. Okay, so trust it. This obstacle for our Aquarians. Obstacle in the path for Aquarius. Yeah, okay. So this is what your intuition is going to be talking about, because we have the Rider. Okay, so some sort of news on the way, some sort of message on the way, something coming towards you with love, in maybe a love relationship type stuff. It definitely, it doesn't necessarily mean, you know, love relationship. It can talk about platonic connections, because you know, we do have a lot of love, unconditional type love with platonic connections as well, but it's just within the realm of love. Okay, so it's some, usually with that Rider too, it's going to be a person coming in with a message of love, some sort of you know, love message, I feel, for a lot of you headed your way. But then we see the clouds, which is you overthinking this, getting caught up in your thoughts, you know, trying to think something through logically, but it's coming from a place of love. And a lot of the time you cannot be logical about love. They kind of contradict each other a lot of the time, okay? Because love is where that intuition is, and you know, comes from, is you know, your heart space, your love, you know, that thing that we can't define with our brain. Okay, so this is going to, you know, overthinking things is going to confuse you, cloud your judgment, make you judge yourself, make you not trust your intuition. So be very, very careful not to allow yourself to overthink things or think things through too logically. I just feel like for a lot of you Aquarius, you're going to try to like think this through, you know, from a logical perspective, and it's not going to make sense logically, because it's a emotional, love-based message. It's not it's not necessarily logical, okay? But there's this strong pull of, you know, don't necessarily trust what your thoughts are telling you, because you know, when we think about things, when we overthink about things, we, you know, our brains have this way of, you know, leading us to believe that the worst scenario is the most likely scenario. And we forget that, you know, with every worst case scenario, there's also a best case scenario. So you need to sort of trust your intuition, trust yourself a lot more. Don't necessarily trust your brain, because your brain is trying to, you know, it's the interesting thing, right? Is our thoughts and our heart like butt heads quite a lot, because our heart wants to love and be loved, and comes from a loving place. And do you know what the opposite to love is fear. And fear comes from our thoughts, from our logic sense that, oh, that's not going to work out. This is not going to, judging ourselves. I can't do that. I can't do this. No. So a lot of the time, your thoughts and, the logic, sometimes we do need, a lot of the time we do need to take, reality and logic into consideration. But at the end of the day, your intuition is not going to guide you wrong. And your intuition is coming from your heart at the moment, Aquarius. And I'm feeling that, if you're moving and trusting your intuition, and really moving in a place of love, rather than allowing fear to override your thoughts, smooth sailing. All right, you'll get over this obstacle, no dramas. But I feel like for a lot of you, that biggest obstacle is, getting out of your head and into your heart, and trusting that your intuition is, even if it doesn't make logical sense, your intuition is telling you something for a reason. All right, so that's what we have for you, Aquarius. You're more than welcome to check your other placements, of course, but we'll move on to Pisces. Okay, Pisces. Obstacles in your path, Pisces. What obstacles are in your path, Pisces? Judgment. That says, I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges. So I do feel that for a portion of you, this is you sort of comparing yourself to others there, Pisces, and judging yourself negatively because of, the path that you're seeing others on, which is you're on your own path. It's a very unique path to you, Pisces, and you have your own, positives and negatives. You may not be even aware of some of the positives and negatives these other people are facing. A lot of people hide their challenges and only focus on all the good stuff and only let people know about the good stuff, whereas at home by themselves late at night, they may be crying themselves to sleep every single night. So don't judge that you are better or worse than anyone else. You are just unique. Okay, Pisces. We do also have empathy. All right, so that says, I am open to seeing both sides of a situation. So once again, with that judgment and empathy, so, it's having that empathy for, someone may actually, I feel like there may be someone around you who is just I'm just sort of feeling that it's different. It's just a different part of the road to where you are, Pisces, and that understanding. I'm just getting that understanding and having empathy for this person that that empathy can go a lot of different ways. A lot of the time when we hear empathy, people automatically assume, so, oh, when something bad happens to someone, we have to think about, oh, how bad would that be to, be in that situation. But it can also work on the positive side of things as well. So if you see someone that is, in you're sort of judging them as being like, why is everything going right for them? Why why have they got such a lucky this or so much money and but having some empathy, seeing things from their side of things as well, that maybe they deserve that, and when you actually stop and think about it, it's like, do you know what, I actually feel happy for that person. Empathy is like, it's not just feeling bad for someone when something bad happens. It's also feeling good for someone when something good happens. Not allowing yourself to judge them negatively or positively. Not allowing you to judge yourself negatively or positively in comparison. It's just being able to see and appreciate all sides of the situations, good and bad. All right, because a lot of the time, when we see other people, living their best life or whatever, we don't know the struggles that they've been through to get to that. We don't know. And same as with negative stuff in their life. Like, we don't know what this person has done to, they may have had a totally blessed life, and all of a sudden something bad happens, and oh, it's the worst in the world, and feel bad for me, but that's actually the only bad thing that's ever happened to them. So, no need to judge, okay? Just have empathy. And like I said, I'm just feeling strongly here, Pisces, that, that reminder that empathy is not necessarily feeling bad for somebody. Empathy is just being able to see and understand somebody else's feelings, somebody else's situation. And when you see someone else in a really positive situation, imagining yourself in those shoes as well. Imagine if that was your life, and that really awesome thing was happening for you, and you wouldn't want people to be like hold resentment against you for something good happening to you. So I'm just sort of getting that there for a couple of you Pisces, that the empathy needing to go both ways, positive and negative. All right. Okay, Pisces. But it can be really hard to be happy for someone when we see that their life is going so, shiny and roses and happy, and you just won $1 million. Oh, why didn't I win $1 million? It's a hard thing. It can be really hard to see someone else, doing really well, and knowing that you're not quite up at that level. Things aren't going well for you. It can be really hard. So this is coming through as an obstacle, okay, Pisces. But we'll have a look with the lenormand. Obstacles in the path of our Pisces. Okay. I'm just wanting one to clarify that first card. Can I just get one more to clarify that first card, please? Okay, so I am getting two different things for this first card here. We do have the Tower, which is clarified by the book. All right, so for some of you, okay, and I'll show you the next card too. The next card is the Mountain, which is the obstacle. That's the obstacle that, in your path is. So it's showing us that this obstacle is being created from this Tower energy, all right, which once again clarified by the book. All right, so for some of you, the obstacles that you're facing have got to do with education and learning. With the book here, it can talk about, some sort of learning facility, like an actual building, a government type building where, you learn. So it could have something to do with a library, a school, a university, all those sorts of things. And that is where the obstacles are coming from. It's kind of like, for some of you, it's got to do for someone there. It could be a jail. There's some sort of obstacle. So hi, if you're watching from jail, hi. But for some of you, it's somehow related. This obstacle is somehow related to an actual building. All right, and it could be like a fortress type building, a tower type building, any sort of building that, have a look at that one there. It does look like a big, I'm just getting like for that one reminds me of the, like represent like imagery from like England, like the Big Ben, all that sort of stuff. But I'm kind of getting that it's like, for a lot of you, it's like, oh, and just randomly I'm getting the school from the Wednesday TV show, like, so it could be something to do with like a school, or your education, judging yourself that you're not educated enough, that your education was interrupted, that you're not as smart as someone or as wise as someone, that you need to learn more. All those sorts of things are coming through. And that's a portion of you, okay, Pisces. The other portion of you, this is talking about, the past, and the obstacle being that you know, that there's something in the past, and I feel like it may be, you know, a past person who you are considering, you know, more educated than you, more mature than you, like somebody older than you. And this is where we're having this obstacle of the empathy for this person, the judgment of yourself when it comes to this person who is somebody, you know, maybe from your past, maybe someone who's been in your life for quite a long time, from your childhood, with that being, you know, foundational. You know, so it definitely could be like a parental figure, an authority type figure for some of you. Someone who's a teacher, an educator of some sort. I am getting drawn here to, like, I'm connecting dots here somewhere along the line there, because I do have my Pisces best friend. Her parents actually do run a class, or did run a class in a jail. So I'm like, that's all kind of linking up. So it's going to be something along, like, that's an example, I suppose, that of how this could link to your reality. All right. So it could have something to do with those sorts of things, but that's where we're judging ourselves. Maybe that person is judging you. Maybe they're not showing you any empathy, and you're kind of having to call them out and, you know, somehow persevere with this person, get over this obstacle of, like, you're not actually stopping and you know, walking a mile in my shoes here. You're only focusing on judging me, and you're not actually being fair. You know, so you may be needing to call somebody out, Pisces, about that. But we are seeing here that this obstacle actually reveals some stuff for you. We do have the Sun card there, which does talk about things coming to light. So for a lot of you, it's just coming to, like, it's going to come to light that you're being judged. This person has no empathy for you, that you're being judgmental and you have no empathy here. All those sorts of all those sorts of idealistic concepts. Something being revealed here. For some of you, that this lack of empathy, this judgment issue is going to reveal more information to you. But, you know, with the Sun, ultimately it leads to happiness. Okay, so, you know, with the book there may be some sort of you know, education that you're having to do for yourself on how to combat this judgment, how to have more empathy, those sorts of things. I'm just going to grab one more about that Sun card for you, Pisces. Clarity for the Sun card for Pisces, please. What is it revealing for Pisces? Yeah, so we have the Coffin. So endings bringing new beginnings, some sort of death and rebirth. So it's kind of feeling like, you know, the death of the current judgment, the current empathy needing to end. Whatever's going on with that at the moment, whether it's other people toward you or you toward other people, that's needing to end so that we can experience this brand new beginning, a new way of looking at things. You know, like a rebirth within yourself. I feel like this is, you know, especially with the Book and Tower there as well, this is a big learning opportunity for you, Pisces. And you know, this is going to help you gain a lot of happiness in the future here if you do face this issue. All right. So if this is somebody else calling them out, if this is within yourself, calling yourself out. All right. Because, you know, the truth needs to be revealed in order for that happiness to shine through. All right. So in order to have that happiness, we need to end out this negativity, move into that new beginning of happy. All right. So that's what we have for you today, Pisces. You're more than welcome to, you know, check your other placements as well. But hopefully I will see you all again soon.